Hello and welcome, everyone. My name is Natalie. I am a mindfulness fellow with the Center for Spirituality, Dialogue and Service here on campus, and also professor on campus. I am here every Thursday for a short mindfulness meditation, and we explore different meditations each week. And the intention is to explore different practices, to be curious about different practices, and to deepen and strengthen your practice. I would say the most important intention is, however, to take a moment to pause in our busy days on campus and off campus and to find time and space for ourselves, to take care of ourselves for just a short time. Today, for this mindfulness practice and meditation, I would like to invite us to find ways to hold ourselves with kindness and care and compassion. And it is fair to say, I think, that we are our own worst critic quite often. We tend to look quite harshly on the emotions that we experience that are with us and travel through us, and the kinds of sensations that come with those emotions. In the practice today, I guide us through a set of instructions that invite us to recognize emotions, to accept them, to be present with our emotions, and to also see and recognize them as part of us, but also not fully us. And so there is a beautiful cycle that we can go through to bring a certain kind of awareness and acceptance to our emotions with kindness and care. And so we want to begin by finding a comfortable position, as always. And this is a position that you can return to at any point during the practice. And it should be a position that creates a sense of comfort, feeling rooted, and that is supportive for you. So this can be a sitting meditation for you. I am sitting in my office chair. I'm getting comfortable. You can also stand if that feels supportive to you, or you can choose to lie down if that is available to you. So take a moment to establish that position for yourself, and make that choice. Once you have settled into your position, it might be supportive to close your eyes. It might feel good now, or to lower your gaze. It is often helpful also to focus on certain parts of your body where we can experience comfort. So often it feels comfortable and pleasant to feel your hands resting on your legs, or to feel, let's say, your back resting against the chair that you're sitting in. Whatever it is, again, find that for yourself, establish that for yourself, and take note of the pleasant sensation that it provides for you. It might be a good moment to connect with your breath, to have a sense of slowing down your body and your mind. Just arrive at this present moment. So, in this mindfulness meditation, mindfulness can bring an approach to the way we experience our emotions that assists us in cultivating a set of steps and instructions. And it's a practice, it's a habit that we can find for ourselves and return to and continue practicing. So I invite you to try this out and then practice it for yourself as often as you like. So the first instruction is to recognize the emotion that you feel. So this is a moment to identify, locate, but also appraise the emotion that is currently residing with you. It could be fear, anger, sadness. And the task is, the invitation is to actually label or locate the emotion. And so to appraise it and to label it as fear, anger, sadness. So take a moment again to work through that process. What comes up for you at this moment in time? What emotion is present with you now? So having identified for yourself this particular emotion, I would like to just take us back to that comfortable position that we have established. It is, I think, really helpful to know, having visited, recognized this perhaps challenging emotion, that you can always return to this comfortable position that you have established for yourself as a foundation. So take a moment to return to the comfort and the pleasant position. And maybe take a rest here, take a pause here, take a breath here. So the second instruction is then an invitation to accept this emotion that you have identified and labeled. Ask yourself if it is okay for you to be present with this emotion. Is it okay for you to feel this particular emotion that you identified as with you? It is not always easy to accept a particular emotion. It is not always easy, for example, to accept a sense of shame that we may feel. The opportunity or the invitation is certainly that if the emotion that you identified as being present with you is causing too much discomfort, to distance yourself from that, right? And to focus and bring your attention back to the comfort of your position, to relax, perhaps to open your eyes, and to focus and change your focus of attention. But if we can, this is the moment where we begin a journey to hold the emotion that we are experiencing. Right? So to sit with it, to hold it, to accept it, which is not the same as saying to resign to it. Right? But perhaps to ask what it might take to live with this particular emotion in this moment. Again, There is an invitation here to return to the comfort of your position, to take a breath, to find stillness, to find your anchor before we move into the next instruction. So, having recognized and labeled the particular emotion that is with you right now, having accepted it as being present, the third instruction is to begin investigating this particular emotion. So, investigating does not mean thinking about it. So, the task is not to tell a story about the emotion that you identified. The task is not to ask for its origin and to ask why. Why am I sad? Why am I angry? But the invitation here really is to investigate how this emotion manifests itself in your body. Where and how can you feel the emotion of, let's say, anger or sadness? Where does it show? Recognizing the location is really important and helpful. So you may notice when you make present this emotion, you may notice a tightness in your chest. You may notice perhaps a change in your breathing. You may notice just sort of a stiffness in your shoulders or your hips, a tightening up. So I invite you to locate your physical response to the emotion and to attempt to be present with that. So certainly an important step in accepting an emotion, in noticing it, and then also moving forward in responding to it, right? In responding to the physical sensation that a particular emotion can bring to us. If this again feels uncomfortable, or if this awareness about the emotion, the physical awareness, is heightened or heightens the emotion, then again, I always invite you to return to your comfortable position and the comfort and the pleasant posture that you have created for yourself and that is always available to you. So the final instruction in this series, after recognizing the emotion, after accepting it, after kindly and gently investigating it, is to decenter and disconnect from it. I think this is a very challenging, but also a very inviting and beautiful part of the practice. It is the moment where we can, I think, offer a great deal of kindness and care to ourselves in giving ourselves permission to disconnect from the emotion that is with us, and we recognize and accept it, but we also see it as just being a part of us, but not wholly us. So, a beautiful passage description that I find helpful in understanding this particular process is the description that, for instance, a shift from saying that I am angry to the one that I have anger. I am angry is a labeling that suggests that this is who I am. I have anger, however, suggests that anger may reside here with me now, but it is just a emotion. It is not me. It is not my emotion. It is traveling through me, and it allows me to more kindly and caringly hold that emotion as a part of my current feelings. So see if you can establish that decentering for yourself for a moment. Again, it is not a thinking exercise. It is really a way to cultivate a recognition and a gesture to yourself that the emotion that you are currently experiencing is real, it is authentic, it is true, it is here, but it isn't who you wholly are. So it can also leave and not be part of you. Let me sort of say in closing that I don't think this process of bringing mindfulness to your emotions is an easy process. I think it is also a slow process. It takes a lot to cultivate these instructions and to tend to them and to care for them. But my invitation and my ask is to return to these sets of instructions in your own time at any moment for any emotion that comes up for you, right? And to recognize the emotion, to label it, to give it a name, to accept it, and to be present with it, to investigate it and notice how it affects you physically. And lastly, to decenter from it and to acknowledge it as an emotion that isn't wholly you. So let's return to our comfortable posture for these last few moments. Give ourselves attention to just enjoy the comfort and the pleasant experience of sitting, standing, or lying comfortably. Taking a moment to take a few breaths. And in closing, to congratulate ourselves and to congratulate yourself for making time to hold yourself with kindness and care.